Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is CarChanneledTarot. Okay, we're gonna do a new series, okay, for you guys. So hopefully this is interesting to you guys. I'm gonna do all of the zodiac signs. Each zodiac sign is gonna have their own video, okay, and we're gonna start with Aries. So this is also for people who want to know more about the signs, themselves, okay, like their sun sign, moon sign, people who want to get into astrology. But I'm also going to use tarot cards, okay? So this is going to be whatever comes out for your sign. This is going to be the truth about your sign, okay? So this is Aries video. Um, let's see. All right, Aries, what's the truth about you? What's the truth about Aries placements? What's the truth about Aries placements? Please remember to like the video. It helps out my channel a lot. And subscribe if you're new here, okay? All right. What's the truth about Aries? All right. The truth about Aries is that you guys can be very stubborn, okay? When it comes down to it, Aries people are more traditional than people think, okay? I'm picturing like someone who's always the boss or wants to be the boss, okay? Aries do not like to, necessarily abide by people's rules, but at the same time, they will if it means that, something important gets done, okay? I'm also getting that Aries people, you're not going to do something if you don't want to. Aries people are not going to if they don't care about it or if they don't care about you, they could literally they don't give a shit, okay? So when an Aries placement says they don't care, they really don't care, okay? It's not a game. Um Also, the truth about Aries is that you guys fantasize a lot about love, okay? You could come off as someone who is non-committal, but I feel like you guys actually do daydream about a really fulfilling romantic life, okay? I'm literally seeing a white picket fence in my head, okay? I feel like that is something you actually long for. Um, Keep in mind this is for Aries placements, okay? So if you don't know your birth chart, go to astroseek.com and type in birth chart with it, and you can learn your birth chart, okay? If you have your information, your birthday, your birth time, where you were born, etc., and it'll tell you a hell of a lot more about, your chart, because we're not just one sign, okay? Keep that in mind, especially when watching tarot, okay? All right, Aries. But yeah, you guys definitely you romanticize things a lot and you daydream. All right, the truth about Aries is also the fact that they will do anything to win at all costs. I'm hearing, remember, like I just said, Aries is not going to do anything that they don't want to do or that they don't care about. Okay, so take it how it resonates. But the truth about Aries is that they're gonna go get what they want. They often don't do well with disagreements. Okay. Also, Aries is the baby sign of the zodiac, but you guys are also the leader. Okay, so picture someone who's this is not an offense at all, but picture someone who's like a full blown adult, right? But they still act like a kid, but they also, I'm picturing like a millionaire, right? You guys could be very well off, okay? Or because you know how to get things done, you know what I'm saying? But you also act like a kid at the same time, or you respond to things in a more childlike way, okay? And that doesn't have to mean like acting like a baby. It could also just mean, you know, shouting when you're mad, crying a lot, which is no problem, but excessively. Your emotions are very strong, okay, to say the least. The truth about Aries is that you guys are very competitive, okay? Aries people, I'm not calling you guys bullies necessarily, but you are very cutthroat with what you say sometimes to people, and they could often get offended by it. Again, I don't think you care that much, but at the same time, you guys do care a lot. When you do care about someone or a situation, you will try to fix it, okay? It's not like you're just going to leave it in the dust. You will try your best to fix a certain situation, okay? Let's see. Also, Aries, the truth about Aries is that you guys are very impulsive. I'm getting more so when you're younger, okay? But even I have noticed Aries placements as they get older, they're a lot more chill, okay? But I can guarantee you an Aries placement can tell you when they were younger, they used to do a lot of impulsive things, or, they probably like to play a lot of sports that require a lot of, physical activity. Um, what's a sport that, is very competitive? Track, okay, like running, or what else? Swimming, okay, something like that, something competitive where you have to race, okay. Um, Aries people could be very drawn to those types of things, okay, those types of activities. Um, Also, Aries people kind of, they're ruled by Mars too. So just like Scorpio, okay, but Aries placements, they definitely have a more masculine side to them, as in, when I think of Aries, I think of kind of like tomboy type of vibe, okay? So Aries can do both, okay? They could be like girly girl on the outside, but if you really get to know them, you realize, they work on cars too. Like, say it's a woman, she works on cars too. She knows how to fix stuff, she doesn't really need a quote unquote man or whatever. Like, she can do both, okay? What else for Aries? What's the truth on Aries? Aries, the truth on you is that you don't like to start over, okay? You could always kind of go back to your exes because it's what you know, it's familiar, okay? Also, you might say, I don't care, like, I don't give a fuck. Remember what I said earlier? If you don't care, you don't care. But at the same time, Aries people, if they already cared about you once, chances are they still kind of do care about you. They're just not gonna act on it, okay? They could think about you all day. Like I said earlier, Aries people actually daydream a lot, okay? About what could have been, okay? Also, the truth about Aries, just as much as you are a go-getter, I'm hearing a fighter too, you're going to go for what you want. You also can be extremely lazy. Okay, so I mean, it's probably from, doing so much. Um, Aries people kind of like to lounge around. They like to nap a lot. They like to be comfortable. Um, Sometimes you can go through spells of, no motivation. Okay. Sometimes when you don't feel that passion or that spark, Aries people can get very unmotivated. Okay. Like I said, if they don't truly care about you or a situation, they're not going to move. Okay. What else? Anything else? Also, Aries people, I think Aries rules like the head, right? Yeah, like the ram. Okay. Um, Aside from being headstrong, Aries people definitely have a lot of anxiety when it comes down to it. They could also deal with a lot of fear of failure. Okay, they want to be the best at whatever they do. Aries people can have a lot of personal trauma, okay, that keeps them up at night, okay. And like I said, they may not show that because they're so headstrong. They're very strong people. But yes, they do have a lot of, I'm hearing childhood traumas that they don't necessarily talk about, but they have been through a lot, okay. And that's another reason why they're so, bold, okay, to say the least. Also, the truth about Aries is, when you guys get into relationships, they can also end very quickly, or you have a lot of relationships with people that have been very short ended. This is that the right word? What's the right word? Crash and burn. Okay, type a lot of relationships that kind of, it starts fast and it ends fast. Okay, and that, I'm hearing, that's not even always your fault. It's, some people just can't handle the fieriness of you. Okay, you guys are fire signs. Let's see. The truth about Aries is that you guys go through a lot of cycles of who you are. Okay, you've been a lot of people. Okay, and I mean that as in, like, you've been through a lot of changes in your life. Okay, and that's another reason why you are so strong as a adult. Okay, I'm hearing shapeshift. Okay, so you could kind of relate to something dealing with, morphing yourself into someone else as you go through things. Also, Aries people are very spiritual, whether they practice it or not. Aries people definitely have a higher knowledge of things. Um, I feel like a lot of Aries placements can tap into otherworldly things if they wanted to. Okay, they do have that ability. And your intuition is often on point. Okay, let's see. Anything else for Aries? I'm trying to make these about like 10-15 minutes per sign. The truth about Aries, you guys can be very obsessive too. Okay. Um, I'm picturing that girl from that movie Pearl again. I brought her up in a reading I just did, but if you guys know that movie Pearl, sometimes that could be, I'm not saying you act as crazy as her, but I'm picturing one of her screaming fits, okay? And I'm not judging, but I'm just saying Aries people could have those types of, episodes um, when they really get worked up, okay? I feel like Aries is not the type to yell at you and scream at you to what's the word? They're not going to just yell at you for no reason. If an Aries gets loud with you, it's because they're actually trying to prove a point, okay? And their emotions get so boiled up that it comes off as, them being just flat out defensive, but in reality they're just trying to be heard, okay? So Aries people could often also feel very alone, okay? And they often feel like no one understands them. And Aries people are very sensitive, okay? Like I said, they're not going to show that, they're not going to tell you that, but behind the scenes, Aries people definitely are very sensitive. Anything else? Ooh. But like I said earlier, Aries people definitely know how to keep it pushing, okay? So you will never see an Aries down for too long. Aries people will definitely get back up, get themselves, together and keep pushing, okay? And that's one thing you can admire about Aries placements is their ability to get back up, go do things, take another chance, okay, at life. Even when they've been through the worst. Okay, one more card for Aries. Also, Aries people, the truth about Aries people is that they're not going to stay somewhere where they're not valued, okay? They have no problem moving on to the next thing if it means that there's something better elsewhere, okay? And that could be with relationships, and that could be with work, okay? That could be with, even family. If they're not valued, they don't really care to stick around, okay? They think more, I'm not even going to say long term, but they think more short term and it turns into long term, if that makes sense. So like if an Aries is like, okay, well, I'm gonna impulsively quit my job, they're like, okay, well, I already know this is lined up for me over here, so I'm gonna quit my job, I'm gonna go over there, and I have my start date. So you're never really like off track, if that makes sense. People could see your life from the outside and be like, oh, they're always switching things up, they're always doing something different. When will Aries ever have something stable in their life? And it's like, well, you always have something lined up, so you are stable, you're just switching it up, you know what I mean? Aries people will understand that. um all right. Also, a dark side of Aries, I'm getting that you guys do keep a lot of secrets, okay? As open and honest as you guys can seem, you guys do have a lot of deceptive ways. Um, but eventually, I'm getting a situation where, say, an Aries has like done somebody wrong, right? They're not gonna tell you like off bat. They're just gonna stay kind of hidden away from you. But if you piss them off again, they're going to spill everything that they did to you, and they're gonna like ruin your ego, okay, or try to. So that is it for Aries. We're gonna go to Taurus. Thank you. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.